So it's almost Easter, and we've got little chocolate Easter eggs. Aren't they pretty?
They are.
And everyone's got all their chocolate. Someone's got coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Smell your coffee. Everyone tapping, please. And just know that your subconscious is working for you for whatever your craving is, whether it's chocolate or coffee or chocolate mousse or dark chocolate. And think of the time when you most enjoyed that. Even though it's every time. Alright, so yours is the Easter eggs that's really okay. So just looking at those Easter eggs, they're very pretty, aren't they?
They are.
Which
the green and the yellow.
The green and the yellow, okay. So what memory is coming up when you think of that chocolate? And it's a 10, did you say?
Yes.
10. 10 that you want to have that?
Yes.
Okay, and the memory that comes up with?
The first memory that came into my head was when I was studying, particularly in Year 12.
Yes.
And having chocolate late at night when I was doing long nights.
Okay. So where were you studying in your room?
Studying in my bedroom at my parents' house.
And what was it feeling like when you were studying long hours? What did that feel like? Were you stressed?
Yeah, I was also working part-time.
Okay.
So probably didn't have the best time management skills. And I know that I work best under pressure. So I used to leave things deliberately to the last minute.
Okay, so there's all that pressure in your body that you're feeling. Where are you feeling it in your body?
In my lungs.
Okay, so even though I've got all this pressure in my lungs, I leave everything to the last minute. I was working and studying. And spending late nights. Studying. And I've got all this pressure in my lungs. All this pressure in my lungs. And the way I relieved it. Was eating lots of chocolate. What does that feel like when you ate lots of chocolate? How did it relieve?
Comforting.
It was comforting. So what's it feel like to have that comforting feeling? What does it remind you of?
Being nurtured and supported.
So even though I was doing all this studying,
I
was working as well as studying,
I
wasn't feeling nurtured and supported. I needed chocolate for that. And even though I needed all that nurturing and support, I love and accept myself deeply and completely. And I realise on some level that the chocolate was providing me with that comfort and support. I needed comfort and support. I didn't really have it at the time. I was working and I was studying. There was all this pressure. And I felt it in my lungs. All this pressure in my lungs. And I left everything till the last minute. No wonder I had all this pressure. Some of the pressure I put on myself.
All of the pressure I put
on myself. All this pressure I put on myself. I'm always putting pressure on myself. Always putting pressure on myself. I'm not feeling nurtured and supported. Not feeling nurtured and supported. And now I'm relating nurtured and support with those little eggs. Or chocolate. Those are pretty ones. Those are pretty ones.
Yeah.
But they're not the same thing.
No.
But my body thinks they are. I wonder what it would feel like to separate them both. I wonder what it would feel like if I could feel supported and nurtured. Without the chocolate. When have you really wanted to be supported and nurtured before then? That feeling of not being supported and nurtured. had it.
All this pressure in my lungs, I've always had it.
I've never really felt supported and nurtured.
Never really felt supported and nurtured.
When was the first time you had chocolate? Can you remember?
No.
If you could imagine feeling supported and nurtured the first time by chocolate, what would it be?
At an Easter, like we did an Easter egg hunt.
Yep. I wonder you like pretty little Easter eggs.
And they were little Easter eggs like that.
Yeah, so how old would you have been?
6.
So even though I've got this 6-year-old memory
Even though I've got this 6-year-old memory
of having fun, feeling supported and nurtured
at
Easter time,
At Easter time.
and it just happened to be chocolate that was there as well.
And it just happened to be chocolate that was there as well.
I accept myself
I accept myself
and my body
and
and my need for support and nurturing
my need for support and nurturing
and the relation I have with chocolate,
and the relation I have with chocolate.
and I'm willing to look at
And I'm willing to look at
separating them both.
separating them both.
They both don't really go together.
They both don't really go together. But my head's saying that
They do.
ice cream, no, it's really ice cream.
It's really ice cream?
Yeah.
Oh. So when did you first have ice cream?
I know that my mum ate ice cream her entire pregnancy with me. That was the only food she could actually keep down. So everything else gave her severe morning sickness.
So even though ice cream nurtured my mother,
So even though ice cream nurtured my mother,
it was the only thing that nurtured her.
it's the only thing that nurtured her.
Maybe I've taken on that belief
Maybe I've taken on that belief
from being inside her
from being inside her,
or just hearing about it later.
or just hearing about it later.
I've got this connection with chocolate and ice cream,
Got this connection with chocolate and ice cream,
this emotional connection.
this emotional connection.
And even though I've still got this emotional connection,
And even though I've still got this emotional connection,
when I was nurtured the most
when I was nurtured the most
in the womb,
in the womb,
and the only thing that I could get
and the only thing I could get
through my mother
through my mother
was ice cream.
was ice cream.
I love and accept myself
I love and accept myself
deeply and completely.
deeply and completely.
This need for ice cream,
This need for ice cream,
does it really belong to you?
no,
It belongs to my mum.
belongs to my mum.
And I took it on as my belief
And I took it on as my belief
that I needed it too.
that I needed it too.
It was the only thing that supported and nurtured her.
It's the only thing that supported and nurtured her.
And maybe I thought I needed that too.
And maybe I thought I needed that too.
What's that feeling like in your body now? That need or that?
It's moved from my chest, and then when I said about ice cream, it went to my back. But it's very dull now, so the intensity would be probably a 1.
So when you think about ice cream now, and it was the only thing that nurtured your mum.
Yep.
When you think about ice cream for you now, how much of it belongs to you and how much of it belongs to your mum in percentage wise?
100% to my mum.
Good. How much was it belonging to you before?
Probably 90%.
It wasn't really yours, was it?
No.
What about the chocolate and the Easter eggs when you were 6? That fun, nurturing game.
Yeah, probably that would have been 100% for me. I don't feel the need that I have to have chocolate now. That I can have just one and stop at one.
So maybe it was that 6-year-old having fun, playing around, getting those rewards, all of that fun time. When you're stressed, like when you're having exams and you've got all that pressure, isn't it really natural to want to be a 6-year-old again, having fun and freedom and playing and being nurtured and supported and
not feeling stressed? Absolutely. Are
you able to separate the two now?
Yes.
So what had happened before was that 6-year-old had collapsed them both, meaning that's substance
nurturing.
Was fun and nurturing and supportive, and but it's not really, it's just a lump of chocolate.
That's right.
So when you look at it now, pick it up and smell it. Unwrap one.
I
That's
did.
fine. Oh, okay. So what's that like now? It was 10 before, wasn't it?
Yeah. it doesn't hold any interest to me.
Mm-hmm. So you take it or leave it, so it's like
Yeah.
a choice now.
I'd had chocolate earlier, and I'm not craving it at all. Yeah.
Cool.
And I could have one and not have the whole bowl.
And in the past, that hasn't been the case?
No. Have to have the whole packet or the bowl. Yeah.
Okay, let's test that. Have one, please. So I don't believe you, I want to test it. Yeah.
I don't really want it.
Don't you? Right, well, that's a pretty good test. She's forcing me to eat chocolate. Oh no! So it's not really giving you that. Good. All right.
It tastes like cardboard.
It's not. It's chocolate. All right. What about everyone else? Does that feel complete for you? Okay. Good.
Absolutely.
What about everyone else? Did everyone else feel a shift for themselves?
Well, I don't feel like my mouth is salivary looking at it.